Hi, I want to give you an overview of the process involved in getting from CSV files to a published Power BI report. Now, this is a quick 5-minute example. In the real world, there's several more steps, and the real world's always more complicated than these demos, but I hope it gives you a sense of what's involved. So I'm going to start off with a list and a folder of CSV files. This is my folder. I've got a CSV file for each month. Now I can show you what's in one of those CSV files. We've got sales data, account type, whether it's revenue or sales or variable costs, product code, so primo product, standard product, the region, north, south, east, west. And this file is just the January file, so every transaction is a January date, happens to be the month end here for my demo purposes. And then actual values, budget values, etc. So I'm going to start off with a blank Power BI desktop file. You can download Power BI desktop for free, and I'll put a link below. So this is the process. We go get data, and we're going to go for the folder option. Then we'll just browse to that particular folder. In this case, it's on my desktop. Or monthly CSVs, and I click OK. In Power BI Desktop, we've got this Combine button option. And I can say Combine and Load, because I happen to know that the data is in a pretty decent structure. If I needed to do transformations, I can do Combine and Edit. So click OK, and now the get data functionality, this is Power Query, or get and transform as it's now called. This is getting the data from each of those CSV files and loading it into the back end of Power BI Desktop. So all those CSV files, the data is now grabbed, and it's now loaded in to Power BI Desktop. That's pretty quick, and a massive sight easier than trying to copy paste every single month. So I'm now going to go to my dashboard canvas, and the first thing I want to do is just add maybe actual value by region. So I'm going to click on actual value and then region. And here we go. Here's my actual values by region. Now this is for all different types of things. This is for costs and revenue items, etc. I just want this whole page to be a sales page. So my sales categories and things like this are in my account name column. I'm just going to drag that into my page level filter. And then from that little list, I'm going to select sales. So now everything on this page will be about sales. So that's my actual sales by region. I'll also do a visual for actual sales by product. Okay, and then this time I'll do it as a bar chart rather than a column chart. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of formatting to these two. So click on the little format roller. I'll add some data labels. I'll make them size 14. I'll do the same thing for this graphic. Turn the data label on. Go for size 14. I'll also make my axis a bit bigger, so I'll go x-axis, text size maybe 16, and something similar for this, y-axis 16. Okay, so those are my charts. And the beautiful thing about Power BI Desktop is that these charts now cross-filter each other. So if I want to see the product split for the East region, I just click on this East bar. That's it. There's no more programming. I don't have to do anything. It just works like this. If I want to see the region split for the standard product, I just click on the standard bar. And this is pretty amazing stuff. Okay, I just need to add a couple more things. I want to add a date slicer. So I'm going to add this little slicer icon and then click date. And now I've got a control that will control my charts based on a date period, which is all pretty nice. I actually want to start this from maybe January 2015, January the 1st. So my date is now running for the whole of the year from January 1st January 2015 to 31st of May 2016. Okay, maybe I just want the 2016 year, so I'll change that to 2016, 1st January, and here we have it. This is the year-to-date figures. Let me just make that a little bit smaller. Okay, I'll also add an overall sort of graphic, so I'll just put actual value and turn that into a card. So here's my total sales for that period, and rather than it saying actual value, I'll actually put a heading on for sales, make it a bit bigger, put it in the middle. So 13.18 million in total. If I click on the Primo product, 6.22, 6.2 in the splits. Okay, and the last little thing, I'll add a KPI to show my actual versus my budget. So click on this KPI icon. I'll bring in, tick my actual values, tick my budget values, and tick my date. And there we have a nice KPI visual showing a trend over the last 5 months. And if I want to see the East region, that's the trend for that. The green means it's above budget. How's the South region doing? On an upwards trend. How's the North region doing? Peaked a few months ago. How's the West doing? Not too well. Okay, so that's a quick demo of what the different dashboard elements can do. There's a whole range of these. There's also a whole range of custom visuals you can download as well. Now I want to put this into the cloud so that I can share it with my colleagues. So firstly, I'll just click save to save this file, and then I'll publish. And I'm going to put it to the group I've got set up called public demo. Select. Now, setting up these groups, etc., that's not hard to do, but it's not part of this demo today. I'll probably do another video a later time. So this is now publishing that report, and it's ready. So I can click on this link. Now it's taking me to powerbi.com. Opening up my browser, so I'm in a browser window now. And here's my report. Now I've set up this public demo. I've added certain people to have access to this group, so only those people can log in and see this and interact with this chart. But like you see, it works in an identical way to how the Power BI desktop file worked. So that's a very quick end-to-end demo of what you can do with Power BI. So getting from CSV files through to a published dashboard. And now anybody who I've given access to, who's got a web browser or the app on their iPhone, can play about with this report, see this report. So it's a pretty powerful, quick way of publishing reports up to the cloud so that anybody can have access to it. Obviously in the real world there's more steps, you can add more complexity, and it's really an endless possibility. A little bit like Excel, you can learn the basics pretty quick and then you get more advanced as time goes on. The beauty of setting up these reports in Power BI is also the fact that all you need to do next month when you've got a new CSV file with data in it is drop that CSV file into that folder, and then you just come into Power BI desktop, open up this file, go to the refresh button, click on that, it runs, loads all the data in and updates all your graphics. Then you can just click this publish button and it'll push the data back up to powerbi.com. There are ways of automating that from the powerbi.com end to pull the data, but that's a topic for another day. So please give me some feedback, let me know what you think, let me know if you have any questions, and there'll be various links below to the various websites that you can get some more information.